Hello everyone, welcome to CloudOps Craft. Today we are going to discuss about DevOps Roadmap 2025, step-by-step career plan. Okay, let's start. DevOps is not just a job role anymore. It's a core part of how modern engineering teams operate. In 2025, knowing DevOps means you can write code, deploy it, monitor it, and scale it, all with automation. But where do you begin? In this video, I'll give you a step-by-step DevOps roadmap, what to learn first, tools to practice, and how to build a real career in DevOps. Okay, so before that, you must learn, practice, so only you can able to build your career. So consistency is very important. Okay, if you are starting anything. Okay, first we will discuss about DevOps foundation. Start with basics. Understand what DevOps really means. It's not just a title, okay? It's a culture plus set of practice. The goal is fast, stable, and continuous software delivery. Okay. Key concepts to learn is DevOps lifecycle. You need to understand first. First, you have to understand DevOps lifecycle. Okay. So you need to learn how to plan and how to like a code and how to build your code. After that, how to test it, and if it is working as expected, then how to deploy it, and how to, after deploying, how to monitor it continuously. So the thing is, first you need to learn the difference between agile versus DevOps, and you need to understand about collaboration, automation, and feedback loops. For example, in a DevOps team, a developer pushes code, it's automatically tested and deployed and monitored in real time. No handoffs, no manual steps. Okay. So DevOps mindset will be like a CI/CD loops, Dev plus operations equal to shared ownership, and automation plus monitoring. Okay. So part two is Dev and version control. Okay. So Git and GitHub. Okay. Everything in DevOps starts with Git, code, scripts, pipelines, infra, all version control. What to learn? So we have to focus on Git basics, and you have to focus learn about GitHub. Okay, anything GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket. Third, you need to understand Git workflows, Git flow, Truncate based, all these things you need to understand. Example is in CI/CD, your pipeline watches Git. As soon as you push a commit, it can then test or deploy your app automatically. So you need to learn Git. Okay, Git is essential here. Okay, so learn Git and GitHub first. Next is OS and networking. Next, after learning Git and GitHub, focus on OS and networking, which means you need to focus on Linux plus shell plus basics. DevOps lives in the shell. Every engineer must be comfortable with Linux, terminal, file systems, permissions, processes, and ports. What to learn here? First, focus on basic Linux commands. Understand how kernel works, all these things. Okay. First, focus on basic Linux commands and understand the purpose of each command and how it really works. And learn about file permissions and learn about services. After that, try to learn any scripting, for example, shell script. Try to learn shell scripting. After that, focus on networking. Understand what is IP address, DNS, ping, curl, ports, all those things you need to understand. This are all must for DevOps engineers. Okay, so spend more time on this. Want to debug a server? You will need SSH in, check logs, kill process, or change firewall rules. You don't do DevOps without this. Okay, so Linux and networking is must. Okay, focus on all these things. Okay, once you've done that, after that focus on CI/CD pipelines. Okay. So while coming to CI/CD pipeline, CI/CD is the core engine of DevOps. It automates testing, building, and deploying. What to learn? Here you need to learn what is CI/CD and learn about YAML pipelines, because GitHub Actions, all those things are uses YAML. Okay. If you want to work with GitHub Actions, then you should be familiar with YAML. Okay. So after that, focus on GitHub Actions, GitLab CI, and Jenkins, and based on your requirement and how you are going to enter. So first start with GitHub Actions or Jenkins and try to be familiar with it. Okay, and you need to learn about triggers, stages, artifact, jobs, all these things you need to understand. You need to understand about manual approvals and environments and all. Okay, example, you push code, GitHub Actions runs test and builds a Docker image, deploys to staging. That is CI/CD in action. Okay, so you need to understand the CI/CD flow, which means while coming to CI/CD flow, you need to understand how to code and how to test it and how to build it, how to deploy it. After deploying, how to monitor it. Okay, so you can go with GitHub Actions or Jenkins or GitLab CI. Okay, choose any of the tool and to focus, learn from the scratch. Okay, next is containers and Dockers. Okay, after learning CI/CD, come to containers and okay, containers. Containers make your app portable, consistent, and easy to deploy. Docker is your starting point. What to learn here? Learn about Docker file basics. Learn about image versus container. I will make a full playlist on each and every part. Okay, one by one in upcoming days, and learn about volumes, networks, and learn about Docker Compose, Docker network. Okay. Example is you write a Docker file for your Python app and you have built it. Now it runs on the same on dev test prod or your friend's laptop. Okay. So Docker basics. First focus on Docker file and how to create an image from Docker file and how to create a container. Okay. So learn everything one by one. Okay. So don't get hurry and do so many projects. Okay. Hands-on is must. Okay. Learning only will not help you. Okay. So once you learned, try to do at least 5 to 10 projects. So you'll be familiar. Okay. Doing 1 or 2 projects will not help you and you will forget after some point. Okay. So at least try to do 5 to 10 projects so you will have a good hands-on experience. After completing all these 5 parts, go with part 6, which is infrastructure as code, IAC. Okay. Learn Terraform. So you can code on any cloud provider. Okay, you can provision any cloud provider. IAC means you write code to provision infrastructure, VMs, networks, firewalls, everything. Terraform is the industry standard. What to learn here? You need to learn about what is Terraform, and you need to learn about providers, and you need to learn about resource and variables, You need to learn all these things. Okay, so even I will create a separate playlist for Terraform to become expert in Terraform. Okay, instead of clicking in AWS console to create a server, you will write 10 lines of Terraform and deploy it automatically. Okay, so infrastructure code is necessary. After learning infrastructure as code, focus on Kubernetes, which is part 7. Kubernetes, okay, orchestration platform. Docker runs single containers, but Kubernetes runs thousands of containers across a node with auto scaling, self healing, and load balancing. Here, what to learn? So you have to learn what is the purpose of Kubernetes, why we need orchestration. Okay, after that you need to learn about pods, deployments, service. Okay, here also we will use YAML manifest. So you should be familiar with handling YAML. Okay, and you need to learn about kubectl basics, and initially try with minikube, okay, or a client cluster. After that try to work with EKS. Okay, first focus on building knowledge on KTS with minikube. After that you can start EKS. Okay. For example, you deploy a web app in Kubernetes. If one container fails, Kubernetes starts it. Okay, it also scales based on CPU. Okay, so here you have to learn all the Kubernetes concepts. Next, after learning Kubernetes, focus on monitoring and logging, which is part 8. Okay, after completing Kubernetes, focus on monitoring and logging. Once your app is live, how do you know it's healthy? Monitoring and logging tools give you real-time visibility. What to learn here? Learn about tools, okay, Prometheus and Grafana, and learn about ELK stack like Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, and learn alerting, how to send your alerts to Slack, email. Okay. After that, how to check uptime, metrics, dashboard, all these things you need to learn. Okay, if your CPU crosses 80%, okay, or you are getting 404 error spike, okay, so what you will do? You will get a Slack alert and a Grafana chat to debug immediately, so you can fix your error quickly. Okay, so that the DevOps roadmap, so that's the DevOps roadmap for 2025. But remember, it's not just about learning tools; it's about building real projects. Okay, so while coming to tips, build a project for each skill you learn. Okay, do at least 5 projects. Okay, join DevOps communities. Okay, apply to internships or freelance roles. Document your journey on GitHub. Don't get overwhelmed. Okay? Just take one step at a time. Start with Git and Linux, then CI/CD, then containers. DevOps is a marathon, not a hackathon. Okay, so go slowly, build your knowledge. Okay, so with real-time projects, that's very important. Okay, like learning all these things theoretically will not help you. You must have both theory plus hands-on. Okay, so learn, practice, build projects. Okay, so use GitHub as your portfolio, okay, and add it in your resume. Okay. The DevOps is engineering superpower in 2025. Start today. Don't wait. Don't wait. If you liked this breakdown, hit subscribe and follow me on CloudOps Craft, where we will simplify the cloud and DevOps world, one concept at a time. Thank you.